Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? I don't hear myself. Can I hear myself? Yes. Can I hear myself? Yes. That sounded a little weird. Let's check the chat. Let's check the chat. Put your thumbs up to show that you hear. Let's see if I can put mine up. Where are they? Let's see if I can put mine up. Where the thumbs up at? Where are they? Oh, I see a heart. Oh, I see a heart. What is, what is this? A wave? What is this? Oh, it's good. Well, hello everybody. Well, hello everybody. Let me just take out my gloves. Yes, the live is being recorded, so you will have access to it after this. I just I don't like how this thing is sounding. Put it down. Okay, let's just wait 2 more minutes and then we'll start with the proceedings. Let me welcome some people. Um, I'll be checking you on my phone just to see who's on. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Okay, welcome T Sport. I see you, whoever you are. Letabo, welcome. T Sport is asking me, is it live? Yes, it is. Welcome, Oratile. I see you. Malebo, I see you. Mpilo, I see you. Welcome, welcome. Neo, I see you. Thumbs up. Welcome, 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 guys. We'll get started in a minute or so. Let's just wait a little bit for a few other people to join. In the meantime, welcome. Welcome very much. So this is just going to be a little preparation for your exam on Friday that you're writing this coming week. And if you looked at the what do you call this? The poster that I sent that we sent. It shows the topics that we are going to cover. And just to remind you what those topics are, of course, in your exam there'll be more, but because of time, I'm not going to be able to cover all topics. So we'll cover algebra, patterns, functions, and calculus. Those are the ones that we'll cover. Now, I see from your scope that they said there'll be a little finance question, a little probability question from grade 11. Um, Unfortunately, I won't have time to go over that. You're gonna have to study that on your own. But what we're going to cover will take the bulk of the questions. If I look at the scope here, it says that finance will probably between 9 marks and yeah, 15, whatever. Same with probability between 10 marks and 16 marks. So yeah, do look at it briefly. But the other topics such as calculus, that's going to be 40 marks to 43. Oh, there's feedback. Let me try fix that. Um, let's see. What if I take this out? Do we still hear feedback? Who's this? Brightness, welcome, welcome, Brightness. Katena, welcome. I see you, welcome. As I was saying, that calculus will be 40 marks. It's still there. Where could that feedback be coming from? Okay, what if I take this a little bit lower? It's still there. I don't know why. Do you still hear feedback? Still there? Is it still there? I took it a little bit lower. Fix that. How's it sounding now? Let me just put it on the chat. How's it now? We still got feedback. Just confirm with me. Now the video is a little bit blurry. It's better. Okay, as long as you can still hear me, let me put it down a little bit more. You can let me know if it's still giving us feedback. Okay, as I was saying, functions is about 35 marks. It's going to be about 35 marks. It's a lot of marks on functions, but calculus has more. And then patterns about 25 marks, algebra about 25 marks. Now the aim of this game is to get full marks in algebra. We can do that. If we get full marks in patterns as well, we can do that. These are the two topics that looked at as a little bit better when it comes to picking up marks. And then functions, yeah, we'll take a look at that. The nice thing about functions is that the questions, there's formulas, okay? And then calculus. Calculus is nice. It's also a little bit better when it comes to picking up marks. Okay, let's see the last person here to say something. It's a bit better ish. It's still there, but not as loud. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, let's see as we continue. If it's really, really bad, what I'm going to do is I will log off and log in again. Okay. Or else I'm just gonna let me check my settings here for I don't see the settings for the mic. Let's check it over this side. Okay. Comments, language, customization. I don't know what to do to solve that feedback. It was bothering me a little bit. That's why I removed the mic. I mean the headsets. Okay, you know what? Let's just get started. If it's really bad, you will let me know, and then I'm going to restart this session. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to share my screen, and so that to see everything that I'm looking at. All right. So is this the paper? Yeah. Okay, I want to put it on the side. No, not like that. I want to put it on the side so that I have two sides. Where's this one? What is this? Okay, you know what? This thing is now confusing me, and I'm the one who set it up. I thought it was all set up. My bad. Okay, so on the left, we're going to have the questions. And then on the right, that's where we're going to do our memo discussion. Okay. So this memo, we're going to create it. It also has all the questions. All right. It has all the questions. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How do I get to 9 without 8? We'll change this to 8. Okay, so let's do that. 8. This should be 8. Okay, 8.1, 8.2, and 8.3. Okay, so the questions here, you will always have them on the view. And then, like I said, we're going to start our memo discussion. What I'm going to write here is what you should write as well in your exam. So, the first thing I want to say about algebra is that questions, and of course, there are different ways of solving quadratic equations. My preferred way is using the quadratic formula. Okay, so that's the name, using the quadratic formula for all of our, or we'll try to use the quadratic formula for all our questions. Okay, so let's go. The time now is 10 past. We've got 2 hours. All right, so the first thing you will write is question 1. Okay, gosh. Question 1. You must write this nice and big and bold in your exam, and then you write 1.1. Now, if you so happen, let's work together. If you so happen to get the answer before I do, just pop it in the chat there. Let's see in the chat. Let's see if you get it right. So the first one is 4x squared minus 25. And the reason we're doing this topic is because I want you to ace your exam when it comes to this topic. So we have to do it, even though it looks a little bit easy. Okay, so the quadratic formula says minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Now I'm only gonna write it once over 2a. After this, I'm just going to use it. Then I want to identify my a, that's a. B, there is no b, it's 0. And then that's c. So now when I'm coming to put it in the calculator, it's going to be minus. All substitutions must be put in brackets. That's b, it's 0, plus or minus the square root of, well, 0 squared minus 4, and a is 4, and then c is negative 25. All of this is under the square root, and it's over 2 times the value of a is 4. Now, the nice thing about using the quadratic equation is that you do not have to change you don't have to change the signs when you come to your calculator. The answer the calculator gives you is the answer. Now, I'm not going to put 0 in the calculator. I'll just start it there and say 0 minus 4 times 4, close the bracket, open it, negative 25. Close it. And then I come downstairs. 2, open, put a 4, close it. And that gives me x is equals to 5 over 2. Or, now don't change the sign remains the same. Go to replay, scroll back. Now I want to put a negative there. So let's put 0 minus. Okay, and that gives us negative 5 over 2. Huh? What's going on here? Did I do something wrong? But as long as my working is correct, I think my answer will be correct as well. But it's always a good idea to just do a little check for yourself if you got the correct answer. Now, the advice I give people is never ever to do a question without a memo. Okay, so you must always make sure you have a memo so that you are sure when you're doing things. Okay, so these are my final answers. All right, let's go to the next question, which is now 1.2. Okay, just want to see I don't cover the space here, which is 1.2, and we are given 2x. I'm still checking your chats, guys. X plus 1 minus 7 x plus 1 is equals to 0. Now, I'm not going to use the quadratic equation here because it's not a I mean, look at it. There's no quadratic sign here. It's all straight lines. Okay, but if I look at this, I can see that this is a common factor, which means I can just take it out and say x plus 1, that's in bracket. And then to get this whole expression, I multiply x plus 1 with a 2x. And then I have a minus there. To get this whole expression, I multiply x plus 1 with a 7. Now this is equals to 0. I can straightforward write my answer. X is equals to minus 1, or x is equals to 7 over 2. Okay, let's move. And to some of you, these questions look a little bit they look a little bit familiar. That's the nice thing with algebra. I mean, it's all repetitive. This is the only thing they ask you. Okay, so here I just want to identify A, B, C. Remember I said with all my quadratic equations, I'll use the quadratic formula. So I'm just gonna go to negative B. B is negative 5, plus or minus square root of b squared, which is a negative 5 squared minus 4, and then A is 1c. Pay attention to your substitutions. It's very easy to get it confused. All right, now we need a calculator. Okay, so in my calculator now, we start with the fraction, put a negative sign there, open the bracket, negative 5, once again, close it, starting with a plus, the square root, open the bracket, negative 5, close it and square it, minus 4, open, put in a 1, close, open, put a negative 1, close. We go downstairs, we put a 2, open, put a 1, close. There we go. This is what we get. It says correct to 2 decimal places. So this is a third, converting it to decimal places. So x is equals to 5.1. Now this 2 is the third number on the decimal. It's less than 5, so this 9 stays as a 9. or x is going to be equals to, go to replay. We are going to scroll back until we get to the plus. Delete the plus, put a minus, and that's going to be equals to that. So x is equals to 0, negative 0.19. Okay, I think that's cool. Let's move on very quickly. These are my final answers. Sorry, it looks like I'm canceling them. I'm just underlining. Okay, so now we're moving swiftly. We are in 1.4. So even in your test, try to move very quickly. Um, uh, yeah, try to move very quickly, but you will move quickly with confidence. You know, I know I'm very confident that what I'm doing right now is actually correct, so I can move very quickly. So this is the first thing I do, mathematical gymnastics, bring it this side. Next thing we're gonna do is solve for critical points. In order to do that, we are going to use the quadratic equation. You guessed it. So let's go again. Minus b, which is negative 5, plus or minus the square root of b, which is negative 5 squared, minus 4, and the value of a is 4, and c is just 1. Okay, this is all under a square root. This is over 2, and the value of a is 4. Yeah, make sure you put a 4 there, not a 1, because I've seen um, some of the mistakes that you students make. All right, so let's start again. Don't get tired of using the quadratic equation. It gives you the exact answer that you are looking for. Plus the square root of, open the bracket, negative 5, close it, and square it. Minus 4, and then open, put a 4, close it, open, put a 1, close it. Come downstairs, put a 2, open it, put a 4, close it. So first one is 1. So x is equals to 1, and x, these are the critical points. Remember, you have two critical points. So I'm not writing or anymore, I'm writing and. Okay, so if I'm sure, I put a minus there. I can write an and. So this is 1 over 4. Okay, cool. These are now my critical points. So I'm just going to write CP. These are my critical points. There's marks for critical points. Now I'm just going to move to my working plane. It's just going to be a straight line. Critical points there. Which one is smaller between 1 over 4 and 1? It's 1 over 4. So it goes on the left. 1 comes this side. And then I know this side is 4. Let me just write it nicely. Plus, minus, plus. This will never change. You can write plus, minus, plus. Or if you don't like that system, if I never taught you this system or you don't like it, just draw the graph. Just draw the graph like that. Draw the graph. It's a positive graph, so it's like that. Okay, and I know that this is the positive side, this is the negative side, and that's the positive side. Again, now I go back to the question. What does it want? The question says it wants, let's go back to greater or equals to 0. Greater or equals to 0, that means I'm looking at the positive side. And looking at the positive side, there are many ways to write it, but I can see this is the shaded part is the positive side. So I'm going to have two answers. Okay, so I'm going to have, it's from negative infinity to a quarter. So I like to write it like this. Okay. I'm going to have an answer there, and on the left I have negative infinity. So this goes to negative infinity, and on the right I have 1 over 4. And I write that inequality sign. Do not change the inequality sign. It's always going to face this way. On the left I have 1, and on the right I have positive infinity. Now the question says it's also equals to. Now when it comes to infinity, you're never going to be equals to infinity, because you know why? Because let's say you think of the biggest number. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's say that number is n. You can always have a bigger number than it by saying n plus 1. So I mean, you're never going to be equals to infinity. You can always say infinity plus 1. But anyway, when it comes to this number, you can put your equal sign there. When it comes to 1, you can put your equal sign there. But with infinity, you just leave it like that. There are many ways to write it. Like I said, you could also say x is less or equals to 1 over 4. Or you could say x is greater or equals to 1. But now you have to remember which side these inequality signs must face. But with this system over here, you don't have to remember nothing. I mean, it's always gonna be like that. Okay. Okay, so there's still background noise. I don't know what to do now. You know what? I'm going to restart this in question 2. Let me just finish this question, and then I'm going to restart the system with question 2. It is so quiet where I am. I don't understand where this feedback is coming from. But let's finish these questions. We are now on 1.5, and it has the square root of 5x minus 1. That's equals to 2x minus 1. Okay, now remember with these third questions, the third has to be the subject of the formula before you apply brackets and square both sides. Okay, when I do that, I can see the third is already subject of the formula for this question. So it just becomes 5x minus 1. Any other comments here? Let's see. Okay, it's just the feedback. Is it really loud? Is it really loud? Okay. So for this one, it's safer to open two brackets. Okay, so it becomes 2x minus 1. And then I'm going to leave this side as 5x minus 1. For this one, 2x times 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. And then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. X times 1 is x. And then for this one, negative 1 times 2 is 2x rush to make sure. It becomes 4x squared. And then minus to do is take this 5x to the other side. So that's this side I'm left with 0, 4x squared. And then if I take this to the other side, it becomes negative 4 minus 5, which becomes minus 9x. And then plus 1. And I mean, if I take this side, it becomes a positive 1. So positive 1 plus 1 is plus 2. Well, this is a quadratic equation. So you guessed it, we're going to use the quadratic formula. So that's going to become minus b. I need to identify a. Please do this exercise. of writing these little letters. It saves you a lot of time in figuring out what's what. So b, I can see it's -9 plus or minus the square root of b squared, once again, minus 9 squared. And then we're going to have minus 4a is 4, and then c is 2. Right, there we go. This is all under a square root over 2 times a, which is 4. Now bring out your calculator first. Negative sign, open, -9, close. Let's start the square root, open, -9, -9, close, square, minus 4, open, close, open, 2, close. Then you come downstairs, you put a 2, open, 4. So our first answer is x is equals to 2, or x is equals to, now let's go and replay, backspace, back, back once more, delete the plus, put a minus, then that's gonna be equals to 1/4. Okay, so that's 1/4. Right, these are my two answers, but since this is a third question, right, we have to do a check, because we have to do a check so that we can reject one of them, because it just could be that both won't work out. So to do your check, calculator, you don't have to rewrite these things. I will substitute a 2, okay, in the original function. So it's gonna be 5, open bracket, 2 minus 1, and that's gonna be equals to 3. Okay, so let's see if 2 works out. If the hand side and the right hand side give me the exact same answer, then we all good. 2 checks out. So once again, I put a 2 minus, gives me a 3. So this one checks out. It's okay. I'm not gonna reject it. Now let's do 1/4. So 1/4, we open a square root once again. I'm gonna, we'll put 1/4, and then go to the side, minus 1. That's gonna be equals to 1/2. So this one gives me 1/2 on the left hand side. What am I doing? On the left, because remember what I'm doing, I'm checking the left hand side and the right hand side. So on the left hand side, this one is giving me 1/2. Let's check the right hand side. It's 2 times 1/4, 1/4. Go to the side, close that bracket, and then minus 1, and it gives me -1/2. So this is on the right hand side. These cannot be true, which means I am rejecting 1/4. You only do a check with third questions, right? Okay, so these are my final answers then. X is 1/2 or 1/4. Very good. Moving on swiftly. I can't believe we're still on algebra after 30 minutes. We are now on 1.6. Well, it's actually 20 minutes, considering we started at 10 past. 2x plus 2 minus x is equals to 17 over 2. Now, I always say the first thing to do here is to break it up. I see you, Tumelo. Welcome, welcome, Tumelo. So let's break it up. This one becomes 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power 2 times 2 to the power minus x is equals to 17 over 2. Now, I want to write this as a positive exponent. So it becomes 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power 2 over 2 to the power x. Now it's a positive exponent. Now, when it comes to these questions, it's usually the k method that we're going to use. So we're going to say let k equals to 2 to the power x. Guys, you can pop any questions there. If you think I'm going too fast or too slow, just say something on the chat there. Okay, so that's a k. So I've got 2 to the power x here. That's k plus 2 to the power 2 is just 4 over 2 to the power x, which is k, is equals to 17 over 2. Now I want to get rid of this k first. So I multiply everything with k. Okay, so I'm going to say times k times k times k. And then that will give me k times k will be k squared plus this one, the k's will just cancel and I'm left with 4 equals to 17 over 2k. Now I want to get rid of this 2. I'll do that by multiplying everything by 2. So it's going to be times 2 times 2 times 2. So this one will just become k squared times 2 is 2k squared. Plus 4 times 2 is 8 is equals to this one. The 2's will cancel and I'll be left with 17k. Ooh, look at this. It's a quadratic, which means I'm going to use the quadratic formula. K squared, mathematical gymnastics, this jumps this side, it becomes minus 17k plus 8 is equals to 0. Now, quadratic formula, minus b, I always say name them first. A, B, C. Okay, it will help you. And then b is negative 17 squared plus or minus, hold up, player. It's not squared. It is not squared. Get used to the quadratic formula, please, so that you recognize it. If you have to check the formula sheet for these formulas, then it means you really don't understand what you're doing. You shouldn't have to rely on the formula sheet for these kinds of formulas. So anyway, this is b squared over here. Negative 17 squared minus 4. A is 2 and then C is 8. This is all under square root over 2 times A, which is 2. Let's bring out our calculator. Okay, fraction. What did I do? Fraction, put in a negative, open bracket, put it exactly like how you wrote it. It's negative 17, close it. Let's start with the plus, and then it's the square root. Open, negative 17, close, square, minus 4, open. A is 2, close, open, 8, close, and then go downstairs. It's 2, open, A is 2, close. That's going to be equals to 8. So remember, we're not solving for x here. This is k is equals to 8. Okay? Or k, now we need to go back on replay, backspace, until you reach that plus, delete it, put a minus. It's going to be a half. Okay, cool. Now let's go back to what k actually was. Remember, we said let k equal to 2 to the power x. So for this one, it's 2 to the power x is equals to 8. 2 to the power x. Can we rewrite 8? I think so. It's 2 to the power 3. Therefore, same basis, that means the exponents, we can equate them. X is equals to 3. Let's look at this one. It's 2 to the power x is equals to a half. Can we rewrite a half? 2 to the power x is equals to, if I take this 2 from being a denominator to a numerator, it means I must change the exponent to make this one negative. Now I have the same base, therefore x is equals to minus 1. Same basis, same exponents. These are my final answers. Yeah, we are moving very quickly now. Let's go to the next question, which is 1.7. It says, let's read it carefully. Given this is an equation of a circle, this is an equation of a straight line. So I've got a circle and a straight line. I can visualize that. The graph of the circle and the line intersect at points A and B. Okay, so just to think about it, I've got a circle and a straight line. Doesn't matter. But they intersect at point A and they also intersect at point B. That's what it's saying there. Determine, showing all necessary calculations, the coordinates of these points A and B. Okay, cool. So where they intersect, I know that that's where they are equal. So we know that this is now going to involve some simultaneous equations. Plus y squared is equals to 25. So this is going to be equation 1. And then the other one is x plus 3 minus 3y is equals to 0. This is equation 2. Now I have to look at the easier one so that I can use equation 3. I can make equation 3. I'm going to use this one to make equation 2 to make equation 3 by making x the subject of the formula. Gymnastics, this 3 goes that side, and then that 3y also goes that side. So when 3y goes that side, it becomes positive. It's just 3y. And then the positive 3 goes that side, it changes sign to become negative. This is now equation 3. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take equation 3, put it into equation 2. Okay. So equation 3 is this. So where's my equation 2? No. Did I say equation 2? I cannot do that. That is illegal. I should put it in equation 1 because I haven't used it. Remember, I used equation 2 to make equation 3. I can't use it twice now. Okay, so putting in 3 into 1, where I have an x in equation 1, I will substitute 3y minus 3, and then I have a minus 2 there. So it becomes minus 2 squared plus, and then I have a y there, y squared. Y squared is equals to 25. Okay, nothing on the comments. So we're all good. So now this becomes 3y minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5 squared plus y squared is equals to 25. I've got this. I like to open 2 brackets so that I know exactly what am I multiplying with what. Everything else stays the same. Okay, now 3y multiplies 3y. 3 times 3 is 9. Y times y is y squared. And 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. Y times 1 is just y. And then negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. And then y times 1 is just 1. Negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25. Everything else stays the same. Okay, there we go. Now let's combine everything. I've got 9y plus y, which gives me y 10y squared. Sorry, these are squared, so they have to be squared. Now let's look at the y's. Minus 15 is minus 30 y. And then 25, if I do the gymnastics, bring this that side, it's just 0. It's 25 minus 25 is equals to 0. Now I can use the quadratic equation here once again, or I can factorize. But because I gave you that challenge of using the quadratic equation, let's use it. You should be able to know that's A. Yeah. You should be able to know that's B, which means C is 0. Okay, so now it's minus B, which is negative 30, plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 30 squared 0. This time C that's 0. Okay, over 2 is 10. Bring out your calculator, and we have that. Okay, negative, open the bracket, negative 30. Once again, close it, start with the plus, put in a square root, open, negative 30 again, close it, squared, minus 4, open, put in a 10, close it, open, put in a 0, close it. Go downstairs, 2, open, put in a 10, close. What's this equals to? So what am I solving? This is y. Pay attention to what you're solving. This is y. It's not x. Or backspace, back. Okay, until we get to the plus, delete it, put in a minus, that's equals to, or y is equals to 0. Cool. Now we can use any of these formulas, but always use equation 3 because it's the simpler one. X is equals to 3y minus 3. So to solve x, it becomes 3 in brackets. I substitute 3 minus 3. Okay, so well, I wouldn't encourage you to use your head to calculate these. Just use the calculator, please. I've seen so many mistakes now. I don't trust nobody with their head. Use the calculator. This gives me 6. So x is 6. And if y is 0, what happens to the x? It's 3. Substitute 0 minus 3. So this becomes, I go back again, remove the 3, delete it, put in a 0, minus 3. Okay, so these are my answers. There we go. Okay, so we are done with algebra. You shouldn't take this long with algebra. Like, honestly, you should take far less. Move with your speed. Okay, now I don't know in terms of the sound whether I should do something or just continue. If it's really bad, tell me so that I can, you know. Oh, someone T Sport says we didn't determine the coordinates. Oh, that's what the question wanted. It wanted a coordinate. Thank you very much, T Sport. Yes, yes, yes. The coordinates, all coordinates are in terms of x and y. You have to decide which one is A and which one is B because it wanted put A and B. I'm just gonna assign this one as A. You can assign any one of them, and I'll say X, where X is 6, Y is 3. And for B, that's where X is -3, Y is 0. So these are the actual coordinates. Neo says, let's just continue, sir. Well, I'm listening to you now, so I'm just going to continue. So these, like I said, algebra, as you can see, we have been using we've been using the quadratic equation over and over. So do learn it, it will help you. All right, let's go to question 2 now. So we're just gonna write question 2. Question 2 says, given the quadratic pattern, which is 12, 21, and 34. It's a quadratic, so it means I'm gonna go 2 steps, whatever they want me to do. And then it says in 2.1.1, write down the next 2 terms of the pattern. So I have to do this. You see this? Yeah. Use a calculator, please. 21 minus 12. That's gonna give me 9. And then the next one is 34 minus 21. And that's gonna give me 13. And then let's go one last level, which is gonna be 13 minus 9. It's gonna be equals to 4. So I got a 4 here, which means to get my next, I have to start on the last one. Okay, which means between these two, it's gonna be a 4. So I'm gonna say 13 plus 4. So it's gonna be 13 plus 4 to get that number there, which is 17. So this one becomes 17. Now I know 17 is between this and that. So I'm gonna say 34 plus 17 this time. So 34 plus 17 is going to be equals to 51. So I write 51 there. And then once again, I know that the difference between 17 and that number is going to be 4. So I'm going to say 17 plus 4 once again. 17. I know you know what 17 plus 4 is, but please use a calculator. Under exam stress, I have some things. Okay, now I know between 51 and the next number you just add 21. So it's gonna be 51 plus 21. Don't play with your marks like that. Use a calculator. So the next two numbers is 51 and 72. There we go. And then it says determine the formulae for the nth term of the pattern. Oh, hold on. Let's answer the question actually. This is just working. So after this, you're going to say 2.1.1 next two terms are, what did we solve? 51 and 72. 51 and 72. You can write it any way you like it, as long as it makes sense. 2.1.2, determine the formula of the nth term. Now to do that, we know that on the first level, it's 2a is equals to 4. So we can solve for a. So that was 2a is equals to 4. We solve for a. Do some gymnastics. Divide both sides by 2. A is 2. This one is I can't remember. Was it 3b plus a? I think so. Plus a. I think so. Let's check. Now, I know I said if you have to check the formula sheet, well, this is not going to be in your formula sheet. You have to know it by head, basically. But, yeah, it's 3a plus b. Okay, so please be careful, be careful, be careful with this one. Use 3a plus b is equals to 9. All right. So it's 3a plus b. Let's check the comments. Did anyone notice that correction? No, nobody. So it's 3a plus b is equals to 9. That's what we're solving for. We already know what a is, so just substitute 2 plus b is equals to 9. 3 times 2 is 6 plus b is equals to 9. So doing some gymnastics here, mathematical gymnastics, b. If that 6 comes this side, it becomes negative. 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay, so we've got our b. And then for the last level, which is the first one here, this one is a plus b plus c is equals to 12. 12 is the number. Very good. So a plus b plus c is equals to 12. These are the marks you should be picking up. Now you can substitute. A is 2 plus b is 3 plus c is equals to 12. Doing some gymnastics. Hey, use a calculator. I don't want no mistakes here. These are your marks. Don't play with your marks like that. Minus 2 minus 3. Do that. So it is 7. Now, to complete the whole formula, remember it's Tn is equals to an squared plus bn plus c. So Tn is therefore equals to a. We solved it to be 2n squared plus b. We solved it to be 3n plus c. We solved it to be 7. That is now the final formula. Very good. Let's move on. We are now on 2.1.3. Calculate the value of the 60th term. Now we're going to use this very same formula. The only difference now is that we're calculating the 60th. So it's T60 is equals to 2, where I have an n, I substitute 60 squared plus 3 times. I doubt anyone can do it in their head. Open 60, close, put it exactly like how it's 387. This is now T6. Very good. Let's move on swiftly. How are we doing with time? Okay, we're still cool. Where are we now? Okay, 2.2. We are now on 2.2.1. Consider the following finite. Now, this is an arithmetic series. Are in the series. That last number is the last term. So in order to calculate that one, we need to solve for the formula first. Nothing on your comments. So to solve the formula first, for that, we know arithmetic. Tn is a plus n minus 1 d. Now, what is a? A is the first number, which is of 4 plus n minus 1, and then d is the difference. What is 7 minus 4? You can use your head. It's 3. What's 10 term? N. The last term is 172. So we're calculating for n. We have all the numbers that I'll move 172. Let's start by the 3 there. It becomes 3n. Okay, and then that 3 with that 1, it becomes. So don't play with your marks, use a calculator. 72 minus 4. If this 3 comes to the other side, why does it keep changing? It's negative here. So when it comes to the other side, it becomes positive. So that becomes plus 3 is equals to 71. Okay, so we've got a 70. It's not complete. That is not what we were looking for. Oh, yeah. It's 172. Thank you for that correction. It's 2 minus 4 plus 3. And that's going to be equals to 170. I think we're good now. You're happy? No? Let's continue. Now, 171 is equals to 3n. That becomes 171 divided by 3 to get rid of the 3. So 57. And therefore, n equals to 57. If you like, you can start with the n. If you like, you can say n is equals to 57. Same thing. Oh, determine the sum of the series. Remember the sum formula. Okay, fortunately, you are given in the formula sheet. This is now 2.2.2. But you must know it by head. The sum formula for an alpha n is n over 2 square brackets 2a plus n minus 1 d, and then you close the square bracket. Okay, so we know the value of n. Remember, this is a series, so adding everything. The n is 57 over 2 square brackets 2 times. Do we know the value of a? Yes, we do. It is 4. Plus n minus 1, 57 minus 1. And the value of d is, we determine it to be 3 square bracket. Now I can put this whole thing in a calculator once, but I think let's do it in stages. 57 over 2. Let's start with what's inside the brackets. Okay, let's break it like that. So this one is 2, open bracket, put it exactly as it is, plus, open the bracket, 57 minus 1, close it, open again, 3, close it. So this is 176 inside the square brackets. Now I can multiply this whole answer. 57 over 2, go to the side ones, bracket